Welcome back to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room, man. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Hope everybody had a good weekend.
What did you guys do for Valentine's Day?
I didn't do anything.
Really? Yeah.
No, because our anniversary is actually the week after Valentine's Day, so we usually postpone it a week. We're going out to dinner. We're going to take the girls actually this year, so nothing crazy.
Yeah. What about you, Mark? Did you do anything special?
No, we did some. We got the kids.
Shower.
we got the kids some gifts and stuff like that.
Wash the undercarriage.
Always, you have to wash the undercarriage a couple times.
I took Trish out. I had kind of a nice double date.
Hey, Rocky, what did you do?
Who was the other couple? The lucky couple.
It's a good friend. Good friend.
Why so mysterious about it?
People don't know my business.
You make it sound like you're a swinger.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say.
No swinging going on. We had a nice dinner, a couple drinks. It was nice. Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Where'd you go?
Seasons 52. You ever been there?
Yeah, it's a steakhouse, right?
No, it's like everything on the menu.
Nice try.
No, not at all. Everything on the menu.
Oh, I'm thinking of Fleming's. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
There you go. Good catch.
Everything on the menu is
Thinking
under 400 calories. Everything on the menu.
Wow.
So it's a decent place to go if you're trying to watch.
Is it really? I didn't realize that about seasons.
Yeah.
You went to the one over on Turkey Lake or Sand Lake or whatever?
Yeah, it was great. I didn't even tip the guy.
Wow.
And I did at the end.
Says
But
a
he
lot.
led us all the way to the back, right? I mean, the best table in the house, really.
Right next
That
to the
was like,
swinging
oh,
doors
yeah.
in the kitchen.
Right next to the toilet. I could hear the flush. No, but I was like, overlooking the lake. I was like, wow, this is great. So then I did have to tip the guy real well.
That's nice.
That's like Rocco's right over there. I love sitting on the back patio at Rocco's looking over the lake.
Seen the fat knot in your pocket. Probably seen.
Yeah, I was wearing my Rolex, so we said, this guy's got some money.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't have a Rolex, but whatever.
Yeah, we're doing our makeup dinner this Sunday. We're gonna drop the kids off with my parents. We're gonna go over to Eddie V's.
Oh yeah, it's a good place.
Dude, I love Eddie V's.
Eddie V's
That is a good place.
Have not been there yet.
Yeah.
No.
Also
maybe,
not a steakhouse.
Oshawa.
Oshawa.
You know what?
Have you ever had good Indian?
I got a crazy idea. How about this? You,
No.
your wife, bring the girls.
No.
Me and Trish, we
No.
crash with Eddie V's with him.
No.
Yeah,
That's actually not a bad idea.
be a lot of fun.
With all the kids?
I'll pick.
No, I wouldn't bring the
No, I
kids.
don't want to bring my
I'll
kids.
pick the tab.
Okay, I'm
There we go now. Yeah, see, I knew that.
Wait a minute, you're picking up the tent?
Yeah, I knew this was gonna work now.
Wait,
Hey,
can we
listen.
get this invited?
Hey,
Or,
listen.
Because it's not cheap there.
I'm not bringing the kids though. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay $15 for chicken fingers. My daughter's gonna toss.
I know.
Toss
That's
all
the
over the
worst
plate.
thing.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways,
God, we
Throwing
sound-
chicken fingers into
why
the
are we so-
fireplace.
Let's not. I don't like that energy right now.
I know, right?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
it's just a weird day. It kind of feels like a Monday.
Yeah, it does feel like a Monday.
I tell you what. After the Super Bowl, we didn't really talk about it, but I mean, yeah, the Super Bowl happened, but I mean, I eat like a savage beast, just slovenly.
Yeah.
I was even throwing food over the fence to him.
Yeah, he sent me like a 2-pound calzone.
Oh,
But-
you know what? I saw you made calzones. They look pretty good.
It was
Yeah,
actually
they were
pretty
good.
decent.
Hey, you know what though?
What?
You got to put them in the broiler for like 2 minutes to
Yeah.
crisp them up. That was the only thing. But I mean, for what
So it actually,
Publix dough ran, it was pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, it came out crispy and like
Yeah.
really quickly got a little soggy. That's because I used I had red sauce and ricotta in there too, so I think it kind of made it a little wet.
Did you just put it on the counter?
It was a little whack.
You
put it on the counter? Did you
put
cover
red
it?
sauce in your
Yeah, I put it
calzone?
right on. Yeah.
Did you
Really?
cover it?
What do you mean in the?
Like when you took it out?
No.
So I'm wondering why you got salt.
I don't know.
Story of my life. Anyway. So, you know, I don't know how you guys ate or what you did, you know, had whiskey and all that stuff. And it was a cool night, great game.
I think that
You
dude.
know,
Had
it was
work
an
the next
entertaining
day.
game. It was an entertaining game.
I just, you know, but I felt the after effects the next day. Is all I'm going to say. And, well, that's not all I'm going to say.
Of the food and the whiskey, or the no longer any football until next year?
No, the food and the whiskey, and especially, like, since I've been cutting back on eating trash like that.
That's it.
Ah, man, let me tell you, the next day, I was about 30 minutes later out of my house, and then
Shitting yourself.
I found myself in a porta potty. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's how it happens, man. When you start
let me
eating
tell you.
clean and then you hit that stuff, woo, your body
Let me
don't
tell
like it.
The worst thing is
There's
you
nothing
couldn't,
like
listen, the
being-
worst thing is you couldn't scout it out, so it was like just so random.
No, it wasn't random. So where I'm working now, there's a porta potty there because they're doing construction, and I tell you, there's nothing like being 20 minutes into your workday and just getting the code red, DEFCON. What is it? DEFCON 5, DEFCON 1? I
That's
forgot which
the
way
other
it goes.
one.
DEFCON 1, and dash into the bathroom and having 10 Mexicans watch you go in and know how long you're in there, so they know what's going on. But it got me thinking when I was in there. I had some time. I was like, I'm gonna ask the guys, like, when's the last time you guys used a porta potty? And when do you think it's like
Why do you think they're there first?
justifiable?
So you
Like,
ask them?
no, I didn't ask them. I'm talking about you guys.
When is it justifiable to use a porta potty?
Yeah, is there like a line? Like, where's the line where I could wait? Like, I'm gonna wait till I get home.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong line.
Yeah.
Like that line is strong. Like
For me, it's
if you-
definitive though. Like when it hits me, it hits me. Like if I'm clenching cheeks, dude.
Yeah, I had no choice.
I mean,
Yeah, no
it's
choice.
it's a porta potty. It's a porta potty or it's my underwear.
I don't think it's
porta
even-
potty wins every time.
I don't think it's even first clench. I think it's like
you wait.
you
see.
smack the back like 4 times,
Yeah.
and then it's like
Well, you go through the intermittent sweat.
now. You know, I mean,
You go through the intermittent sweats too. Like it hits you and you clench and you start to sweat. And you're like, oh, just let this one pass. Let it pass. Let it pass.
I didn't know
Yeah.
I was gonna make it.
Then it passes. It passes and you cool down and it tricks you for a split second.
yeah, you
You're
think,
like, all right,
okay, I got it.
I might be
got
all
it.
right.
I can control my body.
Let me see if I
Yes.
can make it to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh God, here it is. Here it is again. You start to sweat. And
So
you start backtracking. To the
When's the
porta
last time you guys? Do you remember the last time you used a porta potty?
I think it was at a music festival, but I don't think it was. I didn't use it to like.
So what is the 70s?
No, it was like I still go to music festivals,
Okay.
sadly.
So yeah, I forgot you're that guy.
So it was like, yeah, I am that guy. So it was probably about 5 years ago. And let me tell you what, I didn't use it to use a restroom. I think
You jerked off in it?
No, I think something didn't agree with me, so I might have puked in it.
Like
I think I
these
did
festivals.
puke in it. Hey, you know,
That's you
gotta
at
do what you gotta do.
at a concert.
Yeah, it's
I
not
can
good.
It's fun.
I wonder, do you have like a concert bag? Because some people take concert bags if they frequent concerts. Like you go into the porta potty, you take your bag off, you break out your little scented candle.
Oh, that's
Porta
nice.
potty.
You know, Mark, I'm sure people you hang out with have a concert bag, but not
That's true.
me. Yeah.
Rocky did. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to Billy Joel next, about 2 weeks.
I told you I wanted to go. You didn't even invite me. You're a real piece of garbage.
I
You know
didn't
that?
think you would go.
Why?
Because I think you say
Or
all
you
kinds
think
of
I'm
things.
broke?
No,
right.
he thinks that you don't have good taste in music. Apparently,
I love Billy. We've talked about it before.
He's apparently not believing. He's not a believer.
Actually, Sunday I'm going to see Sticks with my mom
That's pretty good. Yeah.
because they're playing at Universal. And I
It's
haven't
funny, I'm
had
going to
this.
see Sticks with your mom. Sorry.
Yeah, well, she'll hear that. I'm sure. I'll let her know.
I'm sorry.
That, yeah.
I apologize. if
She
she's-
definitely watches the service show too because she like low key said something at the house the other day.
You're a good woman. I was just making fun of your son.
So anyway, so here's the bad part about the porta potty thing is I was trying desperately to avoid this. I stayed at the house. I went like 3 times at the house before I let them make sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't make sure. It was just waiting in the wings. But anyway, sorry.
That's rough.
Super Bowl.
I don't know. Yeah.
Super Bowl tales.
So can we talk about how blessed we were in this playoffs? Did
Yes.
anybody else really enjoy
Fire.
these playoffs, man?
They were great playoffs.
So
and
many-
honestly, a pretty good Super Bowl too. I know we're going to talk about that later. But
So many games decided by a field goal or less, man. That's how the playoffs should be. It should be the best teams there, and it should be all close, entertaining games. And it was. It was fantastic.
What else? Should they play football?
Yeah,
Should
maybe a
they
little
score
bit.
the fofootball?
Yeah, they
kick
should
field
really.
goal?
Yeah, they should.
Tackle the guys?
A little bit of tackling. I like to see less tackling because I like high scoring games. You know. But
Yeah.
They should definitely run the ball towards that painted area after
I was
the.
okay with the amount of.
Sacks?
No, I was okay with the amount of scoring. I thought it was okay. Like it was an enjoyable game. It went back and forth. It was.
There's a real dead spot.
Yeah, there was a dead spot where
Yeah.
neither team, but it was still enjoyable. Still enjoyable. So.
Was it?
I think you were
Was
just
it for
happy
you?
after Beckham. Once he left
Yeah,
the game,
there it is.
it was real enjoyable.
It was. It was unenjoyable
Major night, didn't
up
it?
until
I mean,
quarter
listen,
number 2.
I called it. I'll say
You
that.
did call that he was going to break his leg.
No, I didn't say break, but
I think you said you wanted him to
rewind the
break his
tape.
leg.
this is what I want to know. Man, it's rare that you tear the same ACL, same knee and everything. Like,
It is rare.
yeah, it's maybe a bad surgery that was done. Something was kind of weird.
So I think when that happens, what happens is they probably try to reuse a lot of the ligament and it's shredded. And I remember after he had that ACL surgery, he had kind of a slow recovery from that one, didn't he? He was having a little bit of issue with it. And I wonder now if maybe it wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, I took no
I
pleasure.
mean, he played all season, guys. We're talking about this is like
But that's just it.
the 17th, the 21st game.
Like,
I think it was okay.
He missed the first game, and then he missed part of the second game. They had him on a limited snap count.
But you're talking about people that go through their whole careers without doing it. You know what I mean? So like for that to happen twice for the same.
The sad thing is the moment he dropped that pass,
I knew.
you knew.
Like you suck. I mean, I know you hate him, but I don't like to see guys get hurt.
So I'm not happy or sad. I'm neutral to the injury because I feel like in life you put stuff out and you get stuff back.
Are you neutral though?
Yeah,
Are you?
I am. You put stuff out and you get stuff back. And
I just don't think what he's put out like matches.
No, he's put out a lot of bad stuff.
Oh man, you should see what he's saying lately.
I don't think that's true though.
On the way to the stadium, and I read this, on the way to the stadium, he was going down the interstate, right? And there was a baby deer that was trapped on the interstate. He stopped traffic, he got out of his car.
I'm sure that happened.
Used those big mitts that he catches balls with one hand to stop traffic. 6 lanes, dead stop. Picks this deer up and ushers it off into the woods. Your morals are misplaced, my friend.
I don't think that happened, but
OBJ is a saint.
and maybe he's a saint. But I know one thing:
He's not a Brown.
He quit on a team. He quit on a team that paid him. And you know what was really odd, and this is that I found this very unfair.
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth, shut your damn mouth.
Well, that's just a given.
Shut your damn mouth.
I love Chris Collins.
Listen, why were they trashing the Browns? What did the Browns do other than...
that's where this is going.
No, listen.
Come on, man.
That was the only part of his commentary that I thought was fair.
The Browns cut him so he could sign with who he wanted to sign.
No.
They paid him $7 million. They didn't have to. They could have contested it.
What did he say?
He said that the Browns threw him to the curb.
Well, they did. Baker didn't throw him the ball.
They threw him to the curb. They didn't. They cut him so he could play where he wanted to play.
Yeah.
They paid him $7 million. They didn't have to pay him.
But you can't argue with the lack of production in Cleveland.
No.
And that
so you don't think that has to do with
I think
them their game plan to coach what he wants to do with the ball?
This is what I'll say. He got to LA and suddenly he regained his speed.
Oh, so you think that was just...
No,
I think
I think the Browns threw him to the curb. Did you not see his father's end one mixtape of how Baker repeatedly ignored him?
If you want to see a mixtape of him
dropping
dropping balls and not getting open, there's mixtapes out there too of that.
We are talking about a
I
man.
haven't seen that.
We're talking about a man who was scheduled to have his first child during the Super Bowl, and what he did is he brought his girlfriend and an entire team from the hospital
I think
to
you're
the
mixing players
stadium.
up. That was Van Jefferson.
No, it was Beckman too.
Yeah, it was both of them. Yeah.
His first child?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah. Why is that surprising?
No, because he's almost 30, right?
I get it. Yeah.
No, let me keep going.
No, he's almost 30.
Good recovery.
So old to be a father, right?
Yeah, I guess. Good one.
You guys can.
There's
So anyway,
so
let's get into our first section of the show. And Rocky, we're glad to have you back. Well, I guess that's a pressing issue.
Yeah, it is a pressing issue. Where's that today?
I think he's with us. I think
He's with us in spirit, for sure.
Zach live. Oh no, he's not live. I thought that was live. Is it?
We tried to get him on Zoom, but he didn't want to come on the show.
Hey, listen, he's out there and having a hell of a time.
He is, yeah. He posted some videos.
There's no he's nude beach, right?
I don't know if he's on a good.
It's the kind of guy he is, though.
No, I think
Be honest.
I think his girlfriend's got too much class for that. I think she's classed him up.
Oh yeah, they're not at the same beach. She's at the next beach
Now
over,
that
fully
could be
clothed.
true. That could be true now.
And he's standing alone on the borderline of the two beaches.
Yeah, him and about 20 other guys. That could be actually, but anyways, yeah.
Wishing
Zach,
you were here.
we hope that you enjoy your time. What's our first
That's
issue?
a nice vacation.
Yeah. Okay, Stafford, Hall of Fame or not? Got some stats here.
Well, read the stats off, right?
So
there's crickets there. I don't even know how to approach this.
Yeah, because it
we
it's
always
up in the air.
jump so quickly. Like, Dilfer, Hall of
Up in the
Famer.
air. Yeah, Dilfer. Okay, negative. He's only been a top 10 QB 3 times, only a top 5 QB once. Only been in the Pro Bowl 1 time, and that was as an alternate.
Well,
Which
Pro Bowl shit too.
yeah, it is, but still, normally the players that get to play in there are pretty good, had a good season. He made it as an alternate. Didn't make the All-Decade team, and never was an MVP. Didn't even make the MVP of the Super Bowl, which normally the quarterbacks make, are the MVPs. But conversely, on the other side, he's probably going to finish his career top 10 in touchdowns, yardage, and completions. Completion percentage hovering around 64%, which
isn't bad.
No, it's better than a lot of, not a lot, but it's better than some that are in the Hall of Fame already. And depending, I don't know how many more years he's got, but
I think he's got a few.
if he's got like 3,
He's
got more than
30s,
3.
I
He's
think,
only
right?
33 years
Yeah.
old.
so he has a chance to really maybe even get in the top 7 or 8.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's a little early to talk about this, right? This is really his first super productive year. I mean, you're talking about all those touchdowns. How many of those years came with Calvin Johnson? How many of those years were him coming from behind? A lot of garbage time touchdowns.
7,000 games. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got the stat wrong.
You can take the quarterback out of Detroit, but you can't take Detroit out of the quarterback. As evidence this year, tied for league leading interceptions. I know you make the argument he goes out there and he wins a Super Bowl. Did he? I mean, it's a team game, and that defense is stellar. They brought in some great chips on defense. I don't understand how you have the best defender in football, Aaron Donald, and then you bring in another top 5 to 7 guy in Von Miller so easily too, and then have, if not still the greatest cover corner in football, in Jalen Ramsey. He's top 3 too. I mean, that defense is fantastic.
Weddle just retired, but he still has. I mean, he's not as good as he once was, but he's still got some talent there too. So
yeah, I mean, they were filling gaps with him, but that just goes to show that even when they had injuries, they still filled it with top tier guys that have been around the league, know how to play.
I don't know. I think you have to consider. I
think it's a no-brainer. I don't know what you guys.
Why is it a no-brainer? Because
the numbers are there. I mean, let's not parse words about how bad Detroit is before and after Matt Stafford. The fact that he had that team competitive for a few years, to me, is a feather in his cap. Listen, you're not going to be voted to the Pro Bowl or be All-Pro when you're playing in Detroit. It's not going to happen. Those years never had a running game.
Yeah.
Consistently had one of the worst defenses in the league. You said this was his only productive year. The guy's thrown for 40 touchdowns twice.
As far
over
as
5,000 yards.
Productive meaning getting somewhere with it. Because you can attribute a lot of those touchdowns and a lot of those yardage to a lot of garbage time playing from behind.
But that's not fair because we don't do that with other quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I do.
Hey, I mean, listen, Aaron Rodgers won 1 Super Bowl. He's going to the...
what's really odd is his closest comparison in the Hall of Fame.
Who?
Well, is Eli in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
I mean, he is
He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay, so their stats are pretty.
Their stats are comparable, but Eli. So what I think Stafford gets in with the 1 Super Bowl. I think he was borderline before the Super Bowl, and then I could take all these stats, throw them for 4,967, 4,500, 4,300, 4,200, 4,300, 4,500 in Detroit. Okay.
Using your own thing, if you truly think Eli is a first ballot Hall of Famer,
I think he's the first ballot.
Then Stafford's got to get in.
Well, by the time he retires, his numbers,
he's going to beat all of Eli's record.
I think there's no question he needed the Super Bowl. I don't understand how anybody could really argue that he's not going to be a Hall of Famer.
Mark, do you want to argue that?
So no, I mean, I like the guy. I would like to see him get there. Again, I'm not just so quick to give guys that win the Super Bowl, Hall of Fame status right away. I'd say the same thing. If Mitch Trubisky would have won that Super Bowl,
but that's
no, he's not getting Trent Dilfer. I don't think Trent Dilfer should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but the difference is he's got the years.
Yeah, he's got the numbers. The the icing on the cake was the Super Bowl. We're not talking about Trent Dilfer.
And I'm trying to look at you're saying that it's night and day Detroit after him, but those last 2 years, I'm trying to look up the records of Detroit. Those last 2 seasons, man, were absolute garbage with him there.
This is what bothers me.
They're a bad team, and last year he was 26 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Yeah,
96 rating.
And how many
games?
He was injured for part of that season.
Well, yeah,
but this is the memory.
Numbers.
This is the memory I can't get out.
I don't understand. Let me just say something about the interception things. Brett Favre, Hall of Fame, most interceptions in history.
Yeah.
Drew Brees led the league in interceptions twice in his career. We don't talk about that.
So we should be talking about Hall of Fame standards then. Shit, why are they letting these guys in the Hall?
Because then you have guys like
I hate Brett Favre.
You have guys like there's a difference.
Any Green Bay.
There's guys. Listen, there's a clear difference between guys like that. That Stafford's always been a guy that will push the ball down the field and take risks. You have guys like Alex Smith who avoided. I mean, the guy in Alex Smith that went to the NFC Championship game didn't throw any interceptions. You know what he did do? He didn't throw a pass to the wide receivers until early in the fourth quarter because he's concerned. There's quarterbacks that are gunslingers that throw the ball and put it into and they make. But that's the reason he made that pass late in that game on 2nd and 7, 22 yards down the field with a guy underneath and threaded the needle because guess what? Half of the guys in the NFL won't attempt that pass.
Well,
so that's why he throws picks. And it was the same pass he threw a pick on earlier in the game.
I'm not anti-Stafford like he is anti-OBJ. I want to see Stafford in the Hall of Fame.
The one thing that bothers me about Stafford is that his first interception, such a damn knucklehead move.
That was a terrible throw too.
He didn't have to throw it.
Yes.
It was a first down. They're driving the ball. Beautiful drive. They're almost to the end zone. He doesn't have to throw it. It's at least 3 points.
Here's the problem. He needed about 8 to 10 more yards.
Yeah.
So he could have tried to pick that up, and he forced it. I think
that could have even ran on that.
I think they were frustrated, and he got a little impatient.
Yeah.
So
I mean, throw it out of the end zone if you're going to take a deep shot.
His wide receiver didn't help him either.
No.
But I'd give that. It was 50-50.
But here's what I will say: as far as Stafford being a Hall of Famer, again, I'm saying too early to tell. But I think it's going to go towards him being a Hall of Famer because these Rams, provided that they keep this team together, are going to be in this situation every year for the next 5 to 6 years.
But I don't think they are because I think there's rumors. Weddle retired today.
Weddle was never really a factor.
True, but there's rumors about Donald leaving or retiring. McVay, there's talk of McVay, and when they asked him, "Will you be the coach next year?" he said, "We will see."
Yeah.
So this team could be coming apart. They got to re-sign Von Miller. They got to re-sign OBJ. There's a lot of pieces.
They're in the biggest market in the sports industry. I don't see how they let all of that happen after going and getting this title in LA. I really don't. And McVay's 36. I think it would take an awful lot for McVay to walk away from the game. Just seeing like what I've seen with him, just his hubris alone, I think would keep him there saying like, "Hey, we're going to run this back a couple more times."
That's fair.
And back to the Stafford thing. I think Stafford has all the time in the world, and I think honestly some of his impatience comes from the PTSD of playing in Detroit. And I think had Stafford not started his career in Detroit and had a team similar to the Rams, I think, like you said, it would be a no-brainer because I think Stafford's got a lot of talent, and once he realizes like, hey, I'm actually playing in a system that fits me. I have playmakers around me, and I have guys who can protect me. I mean, kudos. We were searching around for like class of the week and stuff like that. Whitworth, man, what an amazing! I saw a fantastic stat on him today. He was so he's been in the league however many years he's been in. He's 40-some years old. He's had, I think it's what was it? 40,000 plays, something crazy. He's only allowed 60 sacks throughout his entire career.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's insane.
All right, so what do you say?
I'm kind of like you. I'm leaning toward it. He's going to be top 10 in too many categories to not.
I mean, everybody that's talking about it that knows something about it says that he's Hall of Famer. So I'm going to side with them and not Mark.
Well, again, I said he's going to be. At this moment, he is not. But he's 30,
I think he is right now.
He's 33. He's got another 7, 8
If he
years.
retired next year, he would make it in. He would be first
He would
ballot.
not be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No, I didn't say that. I said he would be, but he would make it in eventually. And I think that's enough on Stafford, and you got to reset the camera. I was just trying to end that.
Yeah.
Start talking about Whitworth.
Whitworth, man.
Yeah, I like that.
I wish I would have had
story.
this. I wish I would have had this stat. I think it's. I don't want to say because he said 7,000 games, so I don't want to be like he had 600,000 plays.
All right, and we're gonna go right into how do we segue that?
I'm gonna do.
We're right into speaking of quarterbacks. How about we go right to the quarterbacks?
Was that the next one? I don't think it is.
No, it's not. But if
You
he's
have
got
the
sequence,
slides.
Do you want me to change
No,
it?
it's up to you.
Well, Phil can always edit that out too.
Edit what out?
Edit the changing of the slides, right? Like edit out the portion where he's like,
Not really.
I can change it. I can change
like
it.
you,
Well,
can,
no,
cut,
if-
you can cut away to just
I
like
can
audio.
cut out this.
So I can change it now.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. All right, and speaking about quarterback, let's talk about what the heck's happening with some QB heartbreak here. It's a Valentine's Day special here. What is going on in Arizona?
So here's what I heard about Kyler Murray. I don't know how much you guys heard.
He's
I
going
just
to the Browns.
I heard a little bit.
So what I heard is that, well, what we talked about in the chat, that they're not happy with leadership skills, stuff like that. But I did also hear that today that actually at the end of that game, things got really bad that he didn't want to go back out and finish the game, and like people were like shocked by that. That Colt McCoy even came over to him, tried to talk him into finishing the game with his teammates.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to go out there.
Holy shit! How bad has it deteriorated in that locker room for him to want to do that?
Well, he's saying that he's not a first guy in type of guy, like all this stuff.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard his heart might not be in the game. Because what I'm hearing, the biggest rumor is he might leave.
Right?
No, not at all.
No.
I'm hearing, the A's. I
Yeah,
thought
they
you
say
said-
AIDS.
Holy crap, I was like, that's a dark turn. Yeah, I'm hearing he might leave the sport altogether and go play baseball for
Here, I thought he was pissed at you for stealing his thunder by
No,
dropping
I
A's
know.
first. And
That's
he
what I
thought you were
thought.
dropping a real bunch.
I was like, holy
He's got
crap.
AIDS?
He's
He's got AIDS.
That got dark. Yeah, no, but that would be shocking to me.
I mean, I think it's stupid. He's already made it to the, like,
Yeah, I don't to go play baseball now.
even as good as, you're saying he was incredible and stuff, but you already are solidified in the NFL. You already made it.
Well, and you're considered one of the up and coming. It's not like he's just okay. Like he's considered.
He's a
one of the-
playmaker. I mean, I think he's an okay passer, but he's a playmaker. I put him in the same category as Lamar Jackson. Borderline passer with questionable reads, but we'll keep doing the game because he'll keep plays alive. He'll extend drives. I like him. I think he's a top tier quarterback. Personally.
Okay,
I don't know if he's a top tier.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so if the Giants, right,
Yeah.
Bears, Browns, if your team had a chance to trade their current quarterback and picks, and would probably take at least 2 firsts or a first and a second,
No.
would you make that trade?
Nope.
No, I'm in a unique situation in the fact that Fields is a taller Kyler Murray. I think Fields makes questionable calls downfield. I don't think he's there reading his defenses yet, but he's going to keep plays alive and extend drives.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think Fields
think
will get better.
I think you got the clearest path to say no.
Yeah.
I think you and
I
I
wouldn't even consider it.
okay.
Yeah.
I
I'll
would have
explain
to.
why, but you got
I would have to consider it because of how bad Mayfield looked last year. But I don't want him because 2 reasons. I don't think he has a long career because of his stature and because of some of the issues you're talking about with his passing. And if his heart may not be in it already, I don't want him.
Drew
Let me
Brees,
talk- can I
Drew
talk
Brees
you
would
out of
pop
that?
you one right in the mouth with his stature. Drew Brees is
Yeah.
same damn height. That guy had a
Oh,
historical career.
Drew Brees is 5'7"?
no. Drew Brees is the exception to the rule. But I'm going to talk you out of that. I'm saying, first of all, I think Mayfield. Listen, not last year, the year before last, he had a good
Great
year.
finish, great finish.
Right, he played well in the playoffs.
Second best quarterback the last 9 games.
When
of the
did he
season.
hurt his shoulder? Week 3, week 4?
First game of the season.
Okay, so banged up all season trying to play through injury. Yeah, they had a down year. You deal with first time they had success in a while. Think maybe they didn't know how to handle that. Expectations, teams trying. It's the truth. Teams, actually looking at them on the schedule and preparing for them in a different way than they had before. So I think they come back and you think Stefanski's a good coach. They probably bounce back. I think, like I said before with Mayfield, you got not everybody's gonna have a top 5 quarterback. And you just that doesn't mean you can't win. You guys have a good running game, good defensive players. If you could get the same type of play you got out of Mayfield the year before, you guys are a contender again. So to trade him for Murray straight up, just on paper, might not be the craziest idea in the world. But if you factor in what you've heard about Murray lately and the fact that you'd have to throw in draft picks, I mean, that just doesn't make sense.
And teach him a new system and then not get the leadership or the camaraderie that Baker's already got.
And he's still not a proven commodity.
Yeah.
But do you think that Baker has camaraderie? When you looked at how many of the Browns players congratulated OBJ,
Yeah.
is there, is there a rift in the...
No, I don't.
No,
I mean, they played with the guy.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you build relationships like that. I think it would be unclassy of the Cleveland players to not,
That's fair.
to not give him his props. I think by OBJ leaving, I think that probably shows you that Baker does have good camaraderie with the rest of the team because they got rid of the piece that wasn't meshing.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you feel the same way then about...
I feel the same way because I watched Dan. I think, listen, I'm not going to get into this, but I think he's a lot better.
You said you were going to explain it.
Well, okay, I'll get into it. Listen, I think the problem with the Giants, with Daniel Jones the last 2 years has been Jason Garrett and seemingly Joe Judge. His line, yeah, but a lot of quarterbacks have a bad line. So, I mean, that's part of it, but that's not the whole story. I think much more of the story is that when he was drafted by Schumer was the offensive coordinator. He had a good rookie year, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He missed 3 games. Passer rating was high. They got into this new system, and he looked like trash. And the problem with Daniel Jones is the injury thing for me. He's been injured every year, all 3 years. He's missed games. But that being said, I look at Kyler, and he's a playmaker, like you said, but the leadership issues, his height, I think it's a factor in his size. He's going to get hurt too. He's been hurt. And then the fact that I had to give up collateral to get him, I would not give up, especially where we're at. We got 2 top 10 picks to get somebody that I'm not, I could arguably say I might want to see what Jones could do in a good system.
I like your assessment there. I think out of the 3 of our teams, your team is probably the easiest for Kyler to adapt to because you already have a ton of playmakers on the offense, a ton of explosive players that would fit well to his game.
The only thing you need is a running back and maybe 1 more lineman, and you're set.
Yeah, but I mean, even Saquon, if he can come back and be the Saquon of the Rookie of the Year, Saquon, you're looking at a really good offense.
I think Saquon's going to overvalue himself. That's the issue. I think the Giants can't sign him because I think he's...
Well, he's not...
I don't know, man. He seems so humble.
We don't have to sign him this year.
Oh, really? You can franchise him?
No, franchise him.
They picked up the
5th-year option.
Okay, good.
So we have him controlled. I mean, and then if he has a good year, we can franchise him if he needs to. So.
And I've always defended Danny Dimes. I actually like Danny Dimes. It's hard to be a non-Giant fan defending Danny Dimes because I don't watch enough of them to really argue the people that come like hard at Danny Dimes, like how bad he sucks. So I'd imagine it's a little bit easier for you, but hearing how you speak about him, I think I'm on the right path. I think Danny Dimes he's a class act. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think that if you do put him in a system where he's comfortable and you give him a little bit of time, I think Danny Dimes makes really good decisions.
Well, we're spending a lot of time on this, and I appreciate that. What I will say to end it is that you don't have any with him. You don't have the issues that you have with Kyler. There's no question about character, any of that stuff,
Or height. And he's probably honestly almost as fast. He's Kyler.
Well, he's a good runner. He clocked the fastest time in the league when he made. But that aside, what I'm saying, that was crazy. But I'm saying watching game to game, the same way I assess Mayfield. I'm fair with Mayfield. I watch the games. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not. He doesn't make bad.
He was bad last year, but that could be a fluke.
He was bad last year, but that offense. I mean, when you listen to people,
Stefanski didn't do anything to help him.
People breaking down the tape on the Giants, and Garrett was running the offense from the early 2000s. I mean, it's the same problem he had in Dallas when he had Des Bryant, Miles Austin, Jason Witten, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, even back to Tony Romo was a good quarterback. That offense was stuck in the mud. Anytime they played against a good defense, they always underachieved, 8-8. So,
okay, so
we're talking too much about it.
We feel like we don't want to trade for Kyler, but we all admit that Kyler has talent. Let's talk about a quarterback. We're not sure if he has talent. Carson Wentz. What's going to happen with him?
I liked him prior to what he showed at the end of the season. That Jags game, if ever there's a gimme walk in the park, here we go. Let's start game planning our playoffs. It's week 18 against the goddamn Jags, and you got to win it in.
Yeah,
you control your destiny. Yeah. They said that he was so lackluster and had this nonchalant, I could give two shits attitude type of deal.
That's right.
That it really affected my outlook on him. You know, I kind of see him in the way that we're talking about a lot of these quarterbacks being a playmaker, but he makes terrible decisions. And I watched it firsthand this year.
He makes the worst decisions.
The worst decisions. I mean, you want to talk about that Stafford interception when they were driving, that horrible throw? Wentz does that on the regular.
That's the problem with Wentz is that it's so night
regular.
and day.
Yeah, it's regular.
It's
like he can be good, but then
awful.
When he's bad, it's really like, what was that type of stuff?
And now his character is coming into question, and the fact that he's already guaranteed $7 million they can't recoup this year. But if they cut him by the deadline, which I think is March 16th, March 18th, somewhere around the Ides of March, they save $15 million getting rid of him. And I mean, I don't know that they're going to find a trade partner for him. Maybe they do. Maybe a team that's really needy, like Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay doesn't want to run Kyle Trask out on the field after following up Tom Brady.
And trash we trust.
Trask was good in college, I'm going to say.
So was Tebow.
Yeah,
exactly. His pro day was awful, but Wentz. I think honestly, I think they're going to end up having to waive Wentz, and Wentz is going to get himself into a quarterback competition come preseason with somebody. And
that's a situation where if I'm the Browns, the Browns have to bring in somebody to compete with Mayfield. They have to.
No, you want them to elevate Mayfield's game. I don't know that Wentz is going to help elevate. Wentz, we're going to find Wentz. Wentz is going to fold himself into second and third string on teams. You watch.
Well, but I think that the Browns are either going to draft a quarterback second round, third round, to have some kind of competition, maybe a high upside, quarterback that maybe is a developmental that they feel could be a good quarterback in case Mayfield craps out, or they're going to bring in a Bridgewater, Wentz, something that they can
step backwards.
But they're going to have to pick somebody that has started, could start, that they think could, in case the wheels come off.
And Tom Brady going to the 49ers, right?
I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's retired.
I think there's a chance that happens.
Maybe. I don't want Garoppolo.
Clip that shit.
I didn't even see that. There's talk of that. Brady going to the 49ers.
Yeah, there's talk about that, and then there's talk about Gronk going wherever he goes. But
Oh, of course.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Olympics. Do you care? Mark, I know you care. You've been glued to the women's figure skating, but that's for perverted reasons.
It's disgusting.
It's pretty.
I think I brought this up, right? Yeah. So the ratings are pretty down. I know. Have you guys followed it at all? Like.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I saw?
They're not letting footage out.
Did you see that one video of the German reporter getting abducted by the Chinese police? It was terrible. Yeah. He was in mid interview and they grabbed him and took him off camera. It was terrible. He's okay, thank God. But
are we sure?
Yeah. No. Yeah. But it was scary to watch because you realized. This isn't America,
That's pretty bad that we're talking about the Olympics, and that's what we're remembering about the Olympics so far is the cameramen getting snatched and stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the Olympics. I've loved the Olympics ever since childhood. Back when the Olympics were every 4 years, and it was summer and winter in the same year. It's just one of those things that's very nostalgic for me. So every time they're on, I do make it a point to carve out some time to watch it. And I found myself home pretty early in the afternoons. This past week and a half, so I've been trying to watch a bunch of it, man.
What's your favorite what's your go-to sport?
I love curling, man. I don't know what the hell.
Curling's fun. I like curling too.
Is just so much fun to watch, man. Yeah. It's cool because it's strategic.
Because everybody feels like I can do that.
But I tell you what, one sport that I was not really hip to prior to this Olympics, I don't know how the hell you get into skeleton. I don't know what that first note is.
He doesn't know what that is.
Do you know what skeleton is? So it's one man luge, head first.
Yeah.
No, head first, man. 75 miles an hour.
Yeah, I seen the ladies doing it.
Down the icy lane with no helmet. That's all you've got.
So do you know that the luge has the highest dropout rate of any sport in the Olympics.
Oh, that's good.
Probably, yeah, because in skeleton they don't drop out; they die.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's why I have
Something
the
you
highest-
said though kind
Yeah.
of made me think about maybe why it's like waning in popularity. The fact that they changed it from both of the games
Yeah.
being every 4 years.
Yeah.
Like I think it was kind of like World Cup. Like it made it something where you look forward to it,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it was like.
And then they
right,
caved to the
now-
pressures of everybody's short attention spans, and they're like, "We better give it to them every 2 years."
No, I think that hurts though. I
That's
think
what I'm saying.
It makes it like
It's less special.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
I
it's a big
definitely
thing.
pay attention more to the Summer Olympics because it's every 4 years.
Yeah. Well, and I think
But is the Winters every 4 years?
Yeah, they're just
But
they
it doesn't
alternate.
feel like it though.
But they used to be in the same year.
Yeah,
now
I
they
know.
alternate. So every 2 years you get an Olympics.
yeah,
That's annoying.
Yes.
And
Yeah. I think it just depends on what sports you like.
Yeah.
So like I like hockey, so I like the Winter Olympics, but it depends on if my team, like was winning.
And I think that's what it is for me too.
Italy?
Like, for
No,
with Mexico.
the Italians are not good at hockey. Either are the Mexicans.
for me, for me, it's that for someone who loves hot weather and hates the cold, I love the Winter Olympics though because I enjoy more of the sports that they do during the Winter Olympics. The summer, I found myself I only like that second week. I usually only like the
Makes
track and
sense.
field events
Makes sense.
and swimming.
Anglo-Saxon male.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? They're only good at distance running.
I don't know.
They're not even that
They're
good.
good at winter
Because
sports.
Kenya wins everything, man.
Yeah, it's pretty
Kenya's
amazing.
amazing when it comes to distance. Holy shit, those guys are great.
They're black, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they are black. I mean,
That's-
I don't think
I don't see
they're
colors.
all black. I think that there probably are some other colors in
I don't see color.
Kenya too. But
Just one.
yeah. So. All right, let's go to our last one, which is hold your breath. This.
So Mark does every time he ties his shoe.
I can't even tie my shoes. I get my kids to do it.
Hey, amen. This kind of aggravated me.
Yeah, you gotta get into it.
This is your baby here. I don't even know if we're gonna talk.
So I'm watching the Super Bowl, and I'm enjoying myself, and suddenly I look up and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Okay.
No one's wearing a damn mask.
And where are they? Where's the
They're
Super
in
Bowl?
LA County, which has a mask mandate.
Yeah.
They're making their kids wear the mask to
Well-
school. And this isn't a political issue, it's just if you got a rule, you got to keep it. And I'm looking around, they're panning to these, stars, LeBron and Goodell, and then you look at the mayor of
So
LA.
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Who's this directed at? The angst.
It's directed at California.
At
It's directed at the mayor. It's directed at the stars. It's directed at the
All right,
guard.
so can I stop you there?
What is the mayor? What?
I don't know.
What
Is it in Newsom or governor?
I don't know.
Oh,
No,
it's
what's his political affiliation?
I don't know. You're asking me the mayor's political? I don't know.
No, is he Democrat, Republican?
He just said he doesn't know. Do you know?
No, I thought he. No, I don't know.
I think he's trying to get
Yeah, I don't know what he's
me
doing.
to
He's
say, I
being
don't
weird.
know the political.
All right, so what I was going to stop you is like.
Is that a red or a blue state?
Okay.
It's a blue state for sure, but that's not why I'm angry at it.
Listen, I'm not angry at a star not wearing a mask unless he's come out and said, "Hey, you guys wear masks."
But they all have.
No, but you can't just say, "Oh, it's not fair to generalize everybody."
Okay, so if I find a TikTok with LeBron
no,
being a
Well, of course,
hypocrite,
LeBron,
oh, you
yes.
should wear a mask.
well, I agree with you. So I just said,
Right on LeBron again.
Because he was one of the ones they kept panning to that didn't have a mask on.
well, it's not his fault that
You're
he's
also-
so famous.
You're also talking about a dude that they
And
came to him during another playoff game, and the person that he was with, the female, was smoking what appeared to be a blunt, and he hits her on the leg,
Listen,
and she has a mouthful
If
of
she's
smoke.
smoking it through a mask, God bless her.
Hey, listen.
It's legal in California.
I don't
breaking law.
I don't think this is my point.
Exactly.
If I'm at a game,
Yeah.
if I'm at a game,
Yeah.
and they put me in the box, and I'm watching the game, I take my fucking mask off. Okay.
Okay. there
Like
you
so, it's bad to take your mask. I think it's bad
It's
if
hypocritical.
if it is hypocritical. They didn't make the laws though. So now, if LeBron says, if LeBron's doing commercials like, "Hey guys, you need to wear a mask," yeah, I agree with you. But I don't know that all the stars you're talking about agree with the mask mandate.
No, they probably don't. But
But if they're
a lot of
pandering
them
for-
are pandering.
If they're
Well,
pandering
if they-
for votes for a
I
specific
agree.
political
I agree.
affiliation, then they should have to wear
This
it.
is what I know. Those poor kids, 2-year-olds, well, they're not 2-year-old kids, but
Yeah, the
5 and
2-year-olds,
6 and
the
7.
2-year-olds in first grade. Yeah.
They had to wear. I mean, it's a smart state. They had to wear their mask the next day.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But I put that more on the you know.
Did you hear? But the mayor,
The mayor
listen, this is the thing. The mayor, he had already got caught at the last playoff game.
Yeah.
He got caught taking pictures.
You can't say you're holding your breath.
Outskirts?
Yeah, and no, taking pictures without a mask on, and he said he was holding
You can't
his
say you're
breath.
holding your breath.
That's idiotic right there. So then this
That's pretty
game,
stupid.
they had video of him with no mask anywhere near him,
And he wasn't holding his breath.
and he was talking.
That son of a bitch.
So
Well,
now they're saying,
he might be able to hold his breath and talk.
yeah, well maybe so. He's a politician, so. Yeah.
Bring back the golf.
Anyways, yeah, let's go to
Yeah,
our
I miss
next.
all that.
Let's go to our next section here.
What do we got here?
What do we got?
You do it. If you're introing it, you stop doing that.
Yeah, you're a son of a bitch.
No, I'm not a son of a bitch. If you're introing it, intro it.
Just turn your goddamn head
Like
and read it.
you're making it like it's CNN. Like,
Now,
all right, we're gonna go out Phil out on the field. What do you got, Phil?
Why don't you introduce?
No, you.
This is Mark coming in reporting from
I don't see why it's such a big deal.
from the left side of your screen.
Because
On the left side of your screen,
it's
we're
so
talking.
formal.
I don't
It's
see
like,
why it's such a big
Phil,
deal.
what do we got here?
I don't see why it's such a
I
big
just
deal.
pulled up the clip, but I don't know.
Yeah, I got my hands full here with the board. Can you just
We're
stop
talking
the
about
damn thing?
field turf, man.
Yeah.
So after OBJ's injury, there was a bunch of chatter online about how many injuries are caused by turf.
And
Apparently,
it took a model citizen like OBJ to go down before they finally realized,
Listen.
hey, you know what? Maybe this is a.
OBJ's a great guy.
Spark
Listen,
a change. Spark a change. Yeah.
so apparently online, a lot of players don't like the turf. A lot of players complain about.
Which I didn't realize, to be honest with you.
I heard about this before because actually the Giants, they have some of the worst turf in the league. And I remember 49ers, George Kittle, they were complaining about it before they played.
And Nick Chubb's not a big fan of it.
And Bosa, I think Bosa hurt his knee playing against the Giants last year.
But I mean, this has been going on forever, man. People complaining about artificial playing surfaces.
Yeah, and so
I mean, this dates back to the 90s. Barry Sanders is one of the ones that was big on coming out and saying, you know, how can I not retire early? I play in a dome where I'm constantly putting myself at risk.
You're running on concrete.
Yeah, it's
even the
gotta
field
take
turf
hold.
now is better than the old turf, but yeah, it's still not grass, right? So apparently there was a hashtag going around after the Super Bowl called "Flip Turf" is a petition. A lot of big name players, the Bosa brothers, I think I mentioned Kittle,
Yeah.
Chris Harris,
Nick Chubb.
and a lot of
I'm
these
sure
guys.
OBJ now is, hashtagging that too.
One of them quoted. I mean, he did get hurt, Rocky. So
No, I'm saying. I'm sure.
one of them, somebody said it's about 90% of the players in the league don't like the field turf. Yeah. So I mean, I think. Listen, the NFL has more than enough money in their coffers.
Yeah.
To go ahead and get the fields that are get
Well,
changed
you
around.
got that, like the Arizona Cardinals, right? They have the stadium, the grass that actually rolls out into the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and then it comes back
Well,
in. So like you have the.
I have a hot take on this, man. I think it's kind of laziness on the NFL's behalf, honestly, because I think what it does is I think it lends a hand to helping the officiating after the plays determine whether or not players are in bounds. Because the one thing that we will miss is we'll miss like all the beads that come up as they drag their feet, before going out of bounds, and they don't drag up any white. I kind of feel like this was kind of like a, hey, this will help our audience understand when there's bad calls.
Well, it's also
or good
upkeep
calls.
though, for like because
I think that's it.
I watched this feature on the Green Bay Packers. Like they have this stuff on YouTube where you can watch what it takes to get ready for a game. They follow the whole week and go through the concessions, basically everything, stuff you haven't thought about. And one of the main things is like they have people that take care of the grass year round, and they're like experts on it. And so they had to pay these like specialists. I guess they're horticulture or something like that.
We actually
that
go
pay
to
a
school
team
for
to
this.
keep.
It's like an agricultural degree.
So they, I think that's part of it. Teams don't want to spring for that, but I mean, it is a cheat. And listen, I miss grass. It's football.
And
Who doesn't miss grass?
I'm
You
gonna-
don't miss the stains on a guy. Like you don't see that anymore at all.
But I'm going to debunk that too, because that's just the football. That's the NFL again being lazy, and it's bullshit that they have to. It's a lot of upkeep. Let me tell you,
They got the money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
golf
they're-
courses around the nation do this daily, and they don't get any media coverage.
It's a lot more than 100 yards.
They are selling to the fact that regular Joes like us are coming to play, and we're putting fucking divots in their grass.
Yeah.
We're putting stuff where they actually have to repair holes, like physical holes, Then they're cutting the grass at 3 different levels to make sure that it's competitive. They're upkeeping the greens. You know, if your local golf course can do it, dude, the NFL can do it.
No, yeah, they can. I'm not saying they can't.
17 games.
I'm saying I just think they're trying to cut some corners. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Certain
I'm
teams
sure
don't want
it's
to deal
cheaper
with it.
to do. It's probably a lot cheaper. I'm sure they're going to save probably millions to have the turf.
To have the turf, and that's it. Yeah.
But if it's better for their players, who are their product,
well,
you know,
I mean,
they're
historically
stars.
they haven't really cared about the players that much. But
Well, that would show. That would be the ultimate sign of like, up yours, dude. This shit's cheap. Why don't you sign a cheaper contract?
they put enough pressure. I think they can get a change. And I think that'd be good.
I'd like to see a change. I do. I miss grass games, man. Like all the time playing on grass.
Yeah.
Like you said, the small things, man. Like the stains. Now you see them get up and they got like these black marks from like the tar, the beads and shit on their uniform. They're like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Give me some grass stains and blood, man.
How many stadiums are still grass?
Shit, let's go back to concussions while we're at
So if we could try to name off the top of our head, I think Green Bay, Chicago.
Chicago's still grass.
it. Yeah, but still play Soldier Field.
Yeah, I know.
I think
Arizona is.
Washington's still grass.
Yeah, but they have other issues with their
Yeah, I know.
needles and stuff in their grass.
Yeah.
Well, like anything
Scissors,
else, dude. This
uh,
has probably come from LA because LA Stadium
Pittsburgh
was
is
shit for the
Pittsburgh's
longest time.
grass.
I want to say Cleveland is, but I don't know if that's true.
Cleveland is. Kansas City is.
Baltimore.
Baltimore is grass.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Their old stadium was.
Jacksonville is.
Are
Yeah, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay is. Miami is.
they? Yeah. Probably because it's too goddamn hot to have anything
Yeah,
else.
the Texas teams, no. Wow, this is quite.
San Francisco.
New England is.
San Fran's grass.
San Francisco's grass.
It shows 20 fields that are grass,
Yeah.
but Cincinnati, Nissan Stadium, which I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
Tennessee Titans,
Yeah, Tennessee, yeah.
Century Link Fields.
Century Link is grass?
Who's CenturyLink?
Seattle.
Raymond James Stadium,
Yeah, Tampa.
M&T Bank Stadium,
Jacksonville.
Bank of America Stadium, Lambeau Field,
Mm-hmm.
New Era Stadium.
I don't know. New Era that's Buffalo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the same. I don't know.
Alright. Peter. I like saying Piorte though. I feel
Yeah,
like that's...
you should, because it's class Louis. No, fuck it. You should say Piorte.
Alright, so this is Piorte Malachowski.
What an
Yeah, I
asshole.
think you got it right, actually. I think you know that.
Thank you. So,
You're a cultured gentleman.
thank you. So this I just can read. He's a Polish gentleman.
Can you see
Who,
it from here? That's okay.
No, they said it on Bleacher Report.
Okay.
So he won a silver medal.
What else would it be? I mean,
Yeah,
you can't say Polak. You can say Polish.
Well, you just said it.
it.
Alright, so he won a silver medal in Rio, and what he did is immediately put up the medal for auction to help fund cancer treatment for a 3-year-old boy. So this was reported by Darren Ravel. His goal was to raise as much as he could of the $126,000 needed for the surgery. He raised a third for that. But what he also did is raise some awareness, and I think it's a pretty cool story.
Absolutely.
Guy works as hard as he did to go get the medal, and turns around and gives it back. That's pretty cool.
This is the second straight week for a story like this. These are the kind of stories that I love, that I wish the media would highlight more of. Like that should be national news, man. This should be everywhere. This dude should be on morning talk shows talking about like his selfless act.
This is an athlete putting good out into the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should get good back.
I mean, what's cool about it is that he.
Good out, good back.
Yeah, man.
Listen, Beckham does a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah, sure.
He does.
Yeah.
I told you the deer
He's
story.
not taking steamers on his chest.
Well, I don't know how his sexual preferences have anything to do with it.
You also defended that when he was in Cleveland, for crying out loud. That's just what we do. It's a Wednesday in Cleveland.
Well, I'm happy we got Piotr.
Piotr.
To save us.
Alright, well, yeah, that was good. It's class of the
It
week.
is classy, it is. So let's kind of just dig a little bit deeper into the Super Bowl here. Real quick, I thought it was badly officiated. I know you kind of felt the same thing.
I agree with you.
the last play of the game, LA was offsides. It should have been an automatic first down for Cincinnati. And it would have resulted into probably a field goal.
I watched some footage today too. It's a shame that that offsides led to pressuring Barrow because Chase beat Ramsey. Ramsey actually fell to the turf. Chase was wide open.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know what's crazy about Ramsey? Because
What's crazy?
he is one of the best, but man, does he bite! Like
Yeah.
when he's got you, but he gets beat.
Well, it's the same thing I was saying about the quarterbacks. Like, I mean, he takes chances.
He takes
and that's why he
chances.
makes plays.
Yeah, he takes chances. But if I was the coach in a Super Bowl, I might say Ramsey, stick.
Do you think he goes by Ramsey, or do you think he goes by Jalen?
Probably goes by Jalen.
I would call him Ramsey.
You would.
When we talk, I say Ramsey.
It sounds stronger like if you call him Ramsey. It sounds like
It's like an Egyptian prince almost.
Is it?
Ramsey.
I think so. I think you're. Oh yeah, Ramses. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like a whole
Maybe
shitload of them
that's
too. Ramses.
Ramses.
Yeah.
Maybe,
R-A-M-S-E-S.
I do pluralize things a lot.
Except when it belongs with the plural.
Yeah, I'll probably call him.
Yeah.
I'd probably call him Ramses.
You're dyslexic.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
So I would,
But you've done well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You've come far.
Yeah, it's amazing. So anyway,
Your Make-A-Wish has gone on very long. This is like our 130th episode. This
that's
is
true. Yeah, that's true. Maybe Ramses will come on the show and we can talk about why he bites wide receivers in the Super Bowl.
I want to get C2K on the show. What's going on? Have you reached out to this guy?
You know, he's never in the coffee shop. I've
Bet
talked to the manager a couple times.
You won't know.
Is he in the area now?
He owns that coffee shop, the Just Love coffee shop.
Yeah, we talked about this, right? I mean,
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not. I
You
was
didn't
not
listen clearly, but we talked about it.
Yeah. No, I was not
Yeah,
present.
he owns the Just Love coffee shop. Just Love.
Where's
So
that-
I thought
where's
the
that
game
located?
was good.
fun.
It's on 50. I thought the game was good. I don't think it was great, though. I mean, it's a forgettable game, to be honest.
Sloppy.
It didn't feel like a Super Bowl either to me.
Yeah,
No.
sloppy offensively.
No, I like the grandness wasn't. I don't know. I think the fact that it was Burrow and Stafford, like if it was Mahomes Brady, Mahomes Rodgers feels different.
See, I think there's too much. of
NBC, but I'm just saying, I'm not. It's not a critique. It's a feeling. So like,
Yeah.
watching the game,
7 sacks. That was crazy.
it felt like a Thursday night game. Is what it felt like because on NBC. I don't know. The hype just wasn't. I don't know. I'm just being honest. Like
There was a couple good commercials, but there weren't any amazing. Like there was a couple I thought
There were
were
a couple
good.
decent ones.
Yeah.
did it feel like a Super Bowl to you?
It did, but you know what? I don't know. 'Cause part of it, yes, part of it, no. So the Super Bowl felt good, but usually in the past, we've usually hosted anywhere from like 10 to 20 people, and it was just us chilling at the house, making food, watching the game. So I guess like the hype,
Slipping calzones on the fence to your friends.
yeah. I guess maybe the hype going into it wasn't as boastful as it normally is. But once I got into the game, like once the game started playing, I felt like it was a Super Bowl, and it was a great game. And
It was good. I don't know. It was great.
no. And as far as the officiating, I wouldn't have thought that the officiating sucked if it stayed consistent, right? So in the beginning, you had Ramses who had that hold on Higgins at the goal line that probably would have resulted in a touchdown had he not pulled himself back into the play. And then Higgins gets him back with, that pass where everyone, it's highlighted where he face masks him. But see, I'm okay with that as long as you stay consistent with that throughout the game.
I just
Because
think a little hold and a face mask that drags the guy to the ground, they're just not comparable.
But that
Yeah,
hold slows your momentum across the middle, and it also brings me back into play so I can get in.
Yeah, I know, but
play.
you can see. I get what you're saying,
I
but
get
you're
it.
looking at like the replay. Like I can see
But that's
it's
just
much more blatant. The face mask on the one-on-one
But if-
on the sideline.
If you watch that, it was him trying to get his arm back into the play, and he just happens to hit it, and he only has it for a split second.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're watching it on a camera as opposed to where the
Right,
the
that's what
line
I'm
of
saying.
sight is for the ref. Like,
So I don't think either of those fouls were very egregious. And
oh, I think you're crazy if you don't think the face mask was egregious.
it was not, man. You can
It was the
see-
play was. That's crazy.
You can see.
Listen, there was a crime committed.
Even when they slow it down, like it's a split second, and he's not trying to rip his face
Yeah, it
out of
doesn't
the
matter,
play.
though.
His hand comes across. Well, then you can make the case that Ramsey was trying to.
Well,
physically
nobody's saying
hold
that.
him.
Nobody said that he wasn't.
But anyway,
My dad used to say,
back to the
if you
point.
kill a man, and you didn't mean to. He's still dead.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the ref said all.
So anyway, back to the officiating.
No, the point. No, this is the point about this.
Consistent with the officiating.
I think they were staying consistent.
They were, because at the end of the game there was like 7 penalties called in the last like 45 seconds, and they were all ticky-tacky. It was all ticky-tacky bullshit.
Well, they wanted LA to win because it was in LA. No.
Oh, we're doing an NFL race.
Just saying that.
Dude, I saw the greatest meme regarding that. It was a statement by the NFL that says, "We apologize for giving home field advantage to participants in the Super Bowl for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
so from now on, all Super Bowls will be played in Dallas so that we don't run into this."
Thank you, Mark, for last week's meme. Jesus, that was like 2 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't, asshole.
Yeah, it was.
Just the other day.
You're just so old that you don't see it until 2 weeks later.
I sent it to Sean. I love that meme.
It's a good meme.
It's a
the first time
meme.
I read it, not the 15th time that I'm hearing it from Mark.
So.
I'm not saying it for you. I'm saying it to our 3,000 viewers.
They've
by the
all
way.
heard about it already.
3K, man. We
all
passed.
heard.
Can we talk about that for a second?
No, not really. We're talking about Super Bowl.
No.
But yeah, thank you
But it
guys.
was boring.
3,000
It
subscribers.
was boring.
We have more viewers, but 3,000 subscribers.
What I think is interesting though is Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great game. And I tell you what, I think he. All right, so I think we all like Burrow, right?
Yeah, under pressure, he's not Joe Cool.
Well, listen, I think we all like him, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Do you not think so?
I think there's been a progression. There's been a progression. I feel like, I don't know, you guys seen his outfit before the game?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just going a little.
It's going to his head.
Like it's a little.
You know what it is? It's like Baker-esque.
Look at me.
You know, the
Hey,
commercials,
guys.
he's going to have a lot of
There's
commercials.
a little.
in the
Listen,
opening.
I like that stuff.
Dude, there's a lot of guys that do that though. It's swag,
He's a
man.
quarterback, though. Yeah, no.
Oh,
Did you
there's
see
a
it?
lot of quarterbacks that do
Did
that.
you see it?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of quarterbacks? Is there one? There are a lot, or is there one?
Who's the one that you're thinking?
Cam Newton.
There's a bunch.
Who's
Cam,
the other one?
Cam is one of them.
Who?
Well, first off, Fitzpatrick does the same shit.
Fitzpatrick did it once, and it was as a joke, and it wasn't in the Super Bowl.
No, dude,
So
he did
who else?
it once as a joke to be Conor McGregor. The rest of the time, he swags out every goddamn
You
game.
don't get it. He was like he was wearing a costume.
I get the point that you're trying to make, though.
Yeah, well, you're making a bad one.
No, I get that.
It's like you're just
point
being
is
super
irrelevant.
literal guy.
No, your point's be irrelevant. But I get what you're
mean
trying
my
to say.
point's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant.
That you're trying to
I
say that you think that he's getting a little bit too big for
I
his
think he's
persona.
feeding a little bit into
I
the
think
persona
Joe
too much.
Burrow's got here because he outworked. He was the last guy out,
Yeah.
first guy in, last guy out. And I think that it's a delicate balance. And to your point, if you start believing the hype, it's dangerous.
So what this sounds like to me is you two fools backpedaling in their statement last week, saying that Joe Burrow is without a doubt one of the top 5 people that you would start your
I
franchise
never said
with.
that.
No, we didn't say that.
You
I
most
just
certainly did.
no, I didn't.
We didn't
He
say
did.
that. No.
I didn't say that.
No,
I just said I didn't agree with the guys you put above him. I mean, yeah, I did. I
No,
don't
I
agree
said-
with Lamar Jackson above him. Yeah.
100%.
I said he would be one of the quarterbacks I would consider starting a franchise.
Yeah, when we started that conversation, I agreed with you. But then when you started naming names, I didn't agree with you.
I didn't agree with your names. I think that there's quarterbacks in the discussion.
Well, then who do you put ahead of him? Who are your 5?
I think you
Right
discuss.
Yeah,
I think you discuss Allen.
absolutely.
No, I think Allen's not.
Allen's
I think
yeah.
Allen's ahead of him.
Okay.
Mahomes is ahead of him. I think Herbert is a discussion. I would still probably.
Rodgers is ahead of him.
But you just agree with 75% of the
No,
people.
I said it's a discussion.
Okay,
Herbert.
so then you agree with 50%.
No,
Well,
I don't agree with Lamar Jackson.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't agree.
Well, you're a Lamar hater.
I think Lamar Jackson is Kyler Murray. Like, everything you say negative about Kyler Murray is Lamar Jackson, except for he's taller. He's not accurate. He's a good runner. He's a playmaker, but I don't get it. Like, you don't like
He hasn't proven to be a passer.
Yeah.
And I've heard multiple interviews with Steve Young talking about him as a passer. And he said he's not going to win anything till he develops as a passer. And I think that's the truth. And it's probably the truth to Murray. But yeah, I don't
Like
think
Josh
Jackson's
Allen
above
has
him.
become
I think
consistent.
Herbert is a conversation. But I think the way that because Herbert put up the numbers this year. But I think Burrow outclassed him in pressure moments at the end of the year. So that game against the Texans really hurt Herbert in my eyes, right? But there's a discussion there, right? Rodgers is clearly above him. I think Deshaun Watson is ahead of him.
Starting a franchise with Rodgers, though, at
He's
39.
Old. Yeah, I get that.
So-
So starting
we're talking-
so starting a franchise, that's fair.
Deshaun Watson,
that-
is-
Deshaun Watson, I would start with him above him for
if
sure right
if
now.
it's legal
Well, I think yeah. I mean, we have to go into it with that. If we take him out, then okay, that's another guy off the list. So who else in the NFL? I mean, are we going to do this? Are we going to really do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so who else? Let's go through each.
I mean, there's not many.
I would take Dak Prescott over him right now.
I would not.
Why not?
I don't think...
You've seen Burrow do it for 1 year. They were 10-7.
I've seen Burrows do it for...
Don't bring up hard.
Oh, you're just saying above Barrow. All right. You're saying above Barrow.
Yeah, but
I was going top
conversation.
5 guys that you would
Okay.
franchise with. I would put Dak above Barrow too.
I don't think Dak is above Burrows. I think that they're maybe even. And I would give... I like Burrows better than Dak as a total quarterback. That's just,
Good for you. Russell Wilson. Listen, these guys are playing to the late 40s. There's a couple of these guys I would take over Burrow. I would probably take Wilson over
You said
Burrow.
to their late 40s?
I mean, late 30s, sorry. Late 30s. Like, I think Stafford's going to play.
Wilson's what, 32, 33?
Yeah, I think.
No, I think he's a little bit older than that, isn't
No. Stafford came in the league before him. Stafford's 33.
Russ was 2010.
Stafford was 09, so maybe they're the same age.
Yeah, that's about right then, if he was 2010.
All right, well, we got stuck on that. What were we talking about?
33.
Yeah. So we're talking the Super Bowl, right? So all I was saying is, yeah. All I was saying is I think he just fell into the, he was becoming like a media don. And I think, planning to have the suit, like, it's just, when I seen it, and this wasn't even me thinking about it, it was when I seen it, I just kind of like, oh, man.
But he was a little bit like that in college because he had this cigar.
The cigar thing, yeah.
He was a little bit like that. He wasn't like that at all at Ohio State. He wasn't like that his first year at LSU.
Yeah. And listen, if they win,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but they lost, so it matters a little bit.
He was acting a little bit like Mahomes' brother. A lot less like Mahomes.
No, he was being named. Then when you name it, you got to win the game.
But do you think that he's also kind of coached in that direction? I don't mean from Cincinnati, but so from everybody who's putting the Super Bowl together, right? From the broadcasting station to everything they're doing outside.
But you gotta not.
Listen, dude,
you gotta not do that though.
Right, but he's not. I don't think he's at the point where he's like, well, shit, I can't do this.
I think the NFL wants another personality too. Like
that's fair.
I think even they're pushing a little.
Like Aaron Rodgers is gonna be like, fuck you, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes will be like, I'm not doing that. Josh Allen.
Yeah, but I don't think they told him to wear what he wore. I mean, he looked like he was in a friggin' costume.
But I bet because even they even panned to that one graphic where they had they had Joe Cool 1, Joe Cool 2, and Joe Cool 3. I think they really played that up. And they're probably like, dude, do us a favor and maybe play it.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think what you're saying, half of it is true. Yeah. I think the other half is I don't think they're coaching Joe Burrow the 2 weeks before the Super Bowl to play into it. I think Joe Burrow is seeing that, and he's buying into it.
But Joe Namath, I bought Joe Cool. Montana?
Yeah.
Montana was cool on the field.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah, but he was never off the field. He was never.
I don't know, man. You see him now with those ass sculpting Skechers? This guy's a goddamn prima donna now.
Now, on the field, he was known. Remember the famous story about the game against Cincinnati in the Super Bowl where they were going, it was a 98-yard drive. Mm-hmm. The whole team is freaking out, and he's in the huddle, and he looks up there and he goes, look.
Yeah,
it's John
Candy, yeah.
And the whole team settled down because they're like, this guy doesn't care.
Well, I think they just call him Joe Cool. The media runs with whatever they can run with. So it was just another. But yeah, I think, and the other thing is, I think this was the Bengals' chance to win. Like, I don't see them being. It's tough. The AFC is tough, man.
The AFC North in particular. Like I think
the AFC North. Yeah.
Ravens, they're going to get better. They got all their draft picks. I think they got a great defensive coach they just hired. So I think they're going to come back and be strong. Mike Tomlin. I don't put anything. I think he's going to find a quarterback.
He will.
Yeah, and so I think they're going to just reload and be great.
I think they're going to be better. And I heard somebody say this yesterday that it kind of reminds them of Dan Marino and the Dolphins. He got there. It was his rookie year or second. And everybody thought they were going to come back. But I mean, if you just list the guys, the teams in the AFC.
That's a tough road to hoe.
And then, I mean, listen, if you're not the Patriots, if you're not the Steelers, even the Steelers, perennial winners, when you get there, you have to cash the check.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's hard to get back there for any team, let alone when you're in the AFC, who's
Buffalo's
very
young.
top heavy. Listen, are you gonna meet the Bills next year and beat them in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Are you gonna beat the Chiefs again?
Are you going to get through Tennessee?
Are you
again?
gonna get through the Raiders?
Yeah.
The Raiders almost beat them. Are the Raiders gonna be better next year with Josh McDaniels?
There's a bunch of teams.
I'm excited for the Raiders.
Bunch of teams with just a few components change. Like you add a top receiver and a different quarterback to Cleveland, they have all the pieces to go all the way.
Yeah.
You look at now. I will say this: you put a couple linemen on Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's true, but it's hard to rebuild the
Yeah.
whole offensive line.
Yeah, but you know.
But I mean, Oakland is.
And you gotta hope they all stay healthy.
Oakland's
and they
a
all
wide
gotta play
receiver
well.
one, and maybe a lineman away from.
Hunter Renfrow, another great story.
Yeah.
It's absolutely another great story. So, you know, I didn't know as much about his story until they had a special on him just recently, and I was like, wow, it's a pretty cool story.
You know, we went to school, right? Clemson. He was like the unsung hero in Clemson.
Yeah, he was like the. Oh yeah.
It was like Artavis Scott was there at the time. I think
Big
D
Artavis.
like the
Hop.
fourth receiver. Everybody else got hurt, and he came in or something like that. Was that?
Yeah, he was class act.
Why don't we go to our your picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So I lost.
I
I won the
lost.
game, but I lost by points.
Yeah.
So did Zach, Mark, and Phil won. So for the season, I won by one game, 42-36. Phil was in second, 41-37.
We gotta check those numbers again, though. But yeah,
No, we can check them all we want. But I'm a mathematical genius.
I think we proved otherwise.
Zach was 19-15, and Mark, much like his sex life, was very average at 39-39. Sorry, Mark.
It's too easy.
It's okay.
39-39, but I will say Mark did come back pretty strong. He had some pretty strong
He
leads.
finished 0-4 this last season.
Twice. I was trying to make up for the.
You did have a 4-0.
I was trying to
You
make
did
up
have a
for
4-0.
I was the only.
That was nice.
I was the only person with 2 4-0s, actually, sir.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows how bad you were because you still lost.
2 4-0s. That's all right, man. It's one season.
I had 1-0-4.
I was 3-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Week 3, I had 0-4.
6 times.
And we were only picking 3 games at first. Look, so
Yeah.
how am I 2-1 in week 2, Rock? You see, what the frig is that, Rock?
Yeah, and look at Rocky's in week 15. He's 1-2.
What's going on, Rocky?
Mathematical genius.
Week 2, you were 2-1. I was 1-2.
Why?
Week
There
2,
only
we
3
only picked
games.
3 games for
Only
some
picked
reason.
3 games. It's right. You idiot.
No,
Everybody's only got 3 games.
but I want to
I
highlight
didn't
week
look at
15 where
anybody.
you're 1-2 there.
Yeah, where's the other game?
I didn't pick a 4th game that week.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that's a loss.
Well,
then.
that should be a loss.
He counted it as a win. I can almost assuredly
Wait.
I did.
say that.
But you can't count it as nothing.
Listen, I don't know.
That's bullshit.
We're not gonna try this.
Next year we're gonna do an official.
Yeah, we got.
thing next
You
year,
should
for
do it
Christ's sake.
because you don't really do anything else.
Yeah, seriously.
But you trust him to count any more than me?
You're 1-2, and we picked 4 games. It's like a mystery game.
So what are we gonna pick? We are gonna pick some NBA playoffs. We're gonna pick some NHL playoffs.
It's a long way off, but
Yeah, it is. Well, because there's nothing else to pick right now.
We're gonna predict the 2020.
You know what we should do? Hey, you know what we should do? Hey, you know what we should
We're gonna
do?
pick the Super Bowl
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
we're gonna pick what we should do. What
Yeah.
we should do
Let's hear it.
is we should find. We gotta go do some homework. Find the show that's on, maybe like a Bachelorette or Love Island, something like that, and then and make some picks on who's gonna stay each week.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
because those
I have to
broadcast
watch it
stations.
then.
I'm telling you, there's people. There's brackets for the Bachelorette. I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, it'd be
Yeah,
fun
I'm
for us to do. We don't have anything else.
Dude, let me
to
tell you,
pick.
there's no better time than annoying the shit out of your wife, like 2 glasses of wine in, watching The Bachelor with her, and just commenting on every douchebag that comes on the
Let
screen.
me tell you what happens when
Shut up! I can't hear what they're
Well,
saying.
Trisha drinks like a half a glass,
Yeah,
and then I gotta finish the bottle because I'm American,
that's what happens.
and that's bad.
No, I know.
Because then it's like
I'm in the same
I
boat.
got a problem then. Like I got a problem. It could get bad for me.
It's fruit.
Yeah, it's fruit. That's Mark's model.
Fermented fruit. Yeah, that's the only fruit he gets.
Mark.
But Mark pulled up to the house today. He gets out of the car eating chips out of the Wawa bag. It's like,
Oh yeah, Wawa's a quality place, man.
and you had a beer in the bag. Did you hit that when you went in the house?
How'd you see that?
It's just a plastic bag. I can see the Modelo in there.
Yeah, no.
Modelo, wow. That's
So he
class.
pulled up to the house midday. That had to be like 3:30, something like that.
Yeah, man. That was before
He's-
that. It was like
Chip. I mean, he didn't even wait. He's eating the chips right.
I was
chips.
starving, man. I was so
Beer in the
hungry.
bag, and I said, "Oh, you're really sticking to that diet, huh?"
So did you?
It was a chicken salad sandwich in there too, man.
That's terrible.
It wasn't.
No,
It
I'm
was
saying.
delicious.
Oh, I thought you were saying it like that's healthy.
No, Wawa has good food actually. They're pretty good. Have
Sometimes.
you guys,
You know
have you
what's
guys
funny?
eaten at Buc-ee's? Have you been to Buc-ee's yet?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't. It's
Yeah.
like a year away. So
What do you mean? They're coming?
no, yeah, there's one in Daytona.
No, there's two of them. Yeah,
those are
they're
coming
both.
here too.
There's one.
No, I said they're a year away. Like it takes a year to get
Oh,
out
I
of
see
here.
what you're saying.
Yeah, there's one in Jacksonville and there's one in Daytona.
Yeah, we go when we go see my daughter in Savannah.
Yeah, I don't take trips like that because I'm poor, Rocky.
Well, it's not poor. We go visit my daughter.
I don't have nobody to visit.
What's funny, dude, is everybody down here knows Wawa is a gas station? Because I brought it up one day. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab some subs from Wawa at work one day. Like, you eat gas station food? I'm like, dude, they started out as a deli. They started out as a deli and convenience store. They got into the gas game late because obviously it's a cash cow. But it's funny to take like people down south thinking Wawa is.
Buc-ee's is like
And
Wawa.
people
gas
down
station
south,
food.
they eat at 7-Eleven, so
Yeah,
There's
talking
nothing
shit.
wrong. People that trash gas stations. I don't
Well,
know.
he trashes everything. You forgot about this guy?
He,
No,
he
and-
doesn't. He eats a gas station.
And I love
Trash.
racetrack
He
too,
trashes
man.
Taco Bell, trashes White Castle, but he's a gas station.
Yeah,
Listen, White
racetrack, Wawa, man, they're both Wawa.
I ate at the White Castle here.
That's good.
That's
The one
what
over
I-
here is
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
About 2 months ago.
Have you been there?
The White House and the
Oh, it's legit.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
it's
what I
good.
did. I actually went there, ate at White Castle.
You guys have good. It's huge. The place, really nice.
Did you do Portillo's yet? Right next door.
No, I haven't because I checked the prices, and if I want to pay $9 for a burger, I go to a place that I like the burger.
Hey,
It's
I-
a good bar, and it's big too.
I
It's
ate
huge.
White Castle.
Yeah.
Then I ate Italian beef at Portillo's.
Oh shit!
And listen, they got a Italian beef sub
Yeah.
with an Italian sausage
Yeah.
right in there. It's pretty good.
Wow.
It's a number 5 combo.
That's
Pretty
like your Saturday night, huh?
good. It's like that's it. Just me and myself.
It's his new Totino's pizza roll.
Yeah, me and myself. You know. So
No, you should go there though. It's really nice. It's not like the White Castle that they stick in the middle.
I
Like,
think anybody cares about this.
So it doesn't.
no, that's all right.
We're done
This
with
is.
that.
Hey, listen, I'm over here on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk
So they
about.
don't have like the poor burgers like they do up north.
That's not a thing, but okay. So stupid.
So
I'm telling you, I blatantly saw that.
are we gonna forecast who we think?
Oh yeah,
is gonna win the
Super Bowl next year.
Next year.
Ooh.
Who's gonna take this down? Because you don't like how I do it.
I've given this
Well, you have a pen.
zero thought.
Well, you don't have to qualify.
No, I know. I'm trying to
Mark,
think. I'm trying to think.
Listen, I'm gonna get like clue you in on something. Nobody cares what you think, right? Nobody's watching. It's like, Mark, what does Mark think?
Oh, I guarantee they do.
No, they
you
don't.
see the comments?
They're just
I
bored.
spit fire.
You don't.
I might take
We'll see.
a couple $100 and put it on the team I choose right now. 1,001.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Rocky.
Jared had himself a nice Super Bowl.
Who
He
gives a
won
shit?
like $3,400 or something.
Allegedly.
cares?
So, you don't know for
He's a liar.
no.
Liar and a cheat. All right. So who do we got next year? Let me see. AFC's tough. I'm gonna go with the Bills. Okay.
Okay, so so we're picking both teams. We're not
Just
just
picking the
winner.
Super Bowl, and then we can pick the winner.
Okay, Bills in the AFC for Phil.
Bills first. Who do I got in there? Let's see there.
Be nice if I could have all the teams. I could
You don't know the teams?
Well,
But you haven't watched football for the last 65 years of your life?
I'm forgetful.
I'm gonna go. Ooh, man, that's tough. I want to say the Packers, but I don't know if Rodgers is gonna stay.
You see that they're gonna they come out and said that we're gonna be all in trying to keep them.
Yeah, what are they gonna say? We're giving up. You know, I mean they're stuck.
I mean, at some point you gotta wave the white flag, right?
Let's go Bills, Niners,
Okay, Niners.
and I'm gonna take the Bills.
So you're probably thinking, and it's a good thought, that Garoppolo's out and they bring in somebody that can definitely win.
Tom Brady. I think if there's one, I think he's done two, but I think if they call him, I think he'll go and play. It's been his career-long dream to play for the 49ers. He grew up in the area. He's been a fan his whole life. Joe Montana fan. If they called him, and on his show, they already asked him about retirement. You know, his show, he has a show that he does every week with Jim Gray. They asked him about retirement. He said, never say never, but I'm happy right now.
The dude's in the best shape of his life.
He didn't close the window, though.
Yeah.
That's the point. So I think if that team calls him, I think he plays.
I just think, man, talk about a rough road to hoe.
And I think if he goes to the 49ers and plays, I think they can make. I think they're the favorite.
They got a great team.
I think they're the favorite along with the Rams to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC.
But they're the biggest risk because if they don't get Brady, then they're rolling out Trey Lance. Who's going to have some bumps.
I don't know if they're rolling out Trey Lance though. If they don't, I think they're getting a veteran, or they're keeping Garoppolo, or they're getting Tom Brady. I think if you're going to get Carson Wentz, you keep Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Because they have everything else. They're not a team that's going to start a Trey Lance next year.
Mark, who are you going to go with?
I want to get a little off the radar here in the AFC. I think
The Ravens.
I think Mike Tomlin, like you said, is going to bring in a quality stud quarterback, and that team, honestly, was a noodle arm away from being like a very, very competitive team.
Solid defense for sure.
Solid defense and a ton of young playmakers on offense. I'm going to go Pittsburgh in hopes that they bring in Russ or somebody.
They're going to lose Juju though, probably.
I don't give a shit. I don't need a guy that gets
You know what though?
2 yards to catch.
You know, I hate Juju. But I would welcome him in Cleveland in the slot receiver role. I think he's still got talent.
Because you have Jarvis Landry.
Well, Jarvis Landry is already a slot receiver.
Yeah, but we're going to cut him, I think, to save space.
There's a lot of slots in Cleveland.
Yeah, you need
room for a lot of slots.
So Pittsburgh and then...
I don't know yet. I got to think.
Well, let's come on. I mean, it's just for fun.
He hasn't even picked the goddamn team
I'm
yet.
saying both of you guys.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Get
for
off
fun.
my ass.
It's not life and death. Nobody's holding you to
Get
this.
off my ass.
It's a year away, guys. You guys are really trying to figure this out? It's ridiculous.
I'm going to go...
Two.
I actually kind of like Buffalo Bills, too. Buffalo or Baltimore are the two.
I like Baltimore as a pick, but I think Buffalo's ready.
Yeah, I'm going to go Buffalo. I would go all in on San Fran if I knew Brady was going to be there, but I don't.
Yeah.
And so without knowing Brady's going to be there,
Rocky's looking at the list of the teams.
well, I'm tempted, and this is crazy, I know, but I'm tempted.
Rocky, you got to remember the teams.
I'm tempted to go with Dallas.
He has dementia.
I'm tempted to go with Dallas.
Yeah, do it.
Crazy as that
You
is,
should do it.
but
I was actually tempted with Dallas, too.
You guys should both do it. You should switch it.
I don't know why I want that.
All right, well, go. Come on.
Green Bay. Because Green Bay is going to keep Aaron Rodgers, and they're finally going to give him his wish, and they're going to bring in another playmaker
You know
alongside of Devontae Adams.
you know what? I am going to go San Fran. I'm going to go San Fran.
Okay, and what about
You're
you?
going Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Pittsburgh, Green Bay.
And then
Okay.
Who's winning for you?
Pittsburgh, because I fucking hate Green Bay.
Okay.
Now, who do you got winning?
And I'm going to go San Fran.
All right.
Just to be different.
There you go. There's our picks, guys.
Well,
Book it.
Who did you pick the winner?
Yeah, I picked the Bills. I picked the Bills.
Did he circle that?
I think San Fran.
I got it in here, too.
Well,
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. It's been a great season. Has it not?
Yeah, it's been a good season.
We've grown exponentially.
You like drop it.
Drop it. It's been great. Hey, guys, thanks for listening and following and commenting. We've seen the comments on TikTok. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Comment. Hey, go to YouTube and all that stuff you're leaving on TikTok, leave it on YouTube. That'd be great. And keep watching, man. We appreciate you guys. We know you hate some of our takes. We know you love some of our takes. We appreciate it all.
Zach, thanks for showing up.
That's right.
See you, Zach.
Peace.